Love does not conquer all, certainly not the folks in the maintenance department at Paris City Hall. They've taken the pliers to those love locks that have sprouted on bridges, not just in Paris, by the way, in many European capitals. Too heavy a load for the structure, they say. Vivian Walt, what's your religion on love locks?
Thank God they're gone. I mean, you know, I'm no less romantic than the next person. But they were unsightly. Well, hands up how many people have actually gone to put their love lock on the bridge. Probably none of us, right? This is a thing for tourists. For Parisians, I think it began to be irksome, not only because it was kind of an eyesore, but also because it was seen as sort of tourists really having taken over a whole part of central Paris in a way that just was bothersome on a whole lot of different levels. This happened to be one of the most obvious visual signs of it.
It just so happens that a couple of weeks ago with some friends, we were trying to figure out how long it would take to mount a guerrilla commando assault on the bridge and get rid of all the locks. And,
so this is something you fantasized about.
We were talking about whether
you were a
it would
romantic
be
kind
possible.
of guy.
That is romantic.
Well, I am, but
you know,
I agree. It's sort of this it's this very artificial. It's become a tourist trap. It's become just another Disneyland attraction. And that's not what the French tourism model is. That's not what Paris is. The fact is that most of the locks weren't even attached to the bridge anymore. Apparently there are 100,000 locks, several tons of weight, and you walk along that bridge and there's locks upon locks upon locks, and the last one or two or three or four layers from the bridge. So no, I found it more of an eyesore, and I guess I got a little curmudgeonly seeing it over and over every time you walked across the bridge, someone attaching the lock, and you just sort of wondering,
well, we're
the lock's going to last a lot longer.
It's a tricky one, Mark Burley, because
we're very lucky. We live here, and so this is our city, so we do that. But, you know, this broadcast goes out around the world, and I just had my brother visiting from Australia and all the rest of it, and people want to appropriate a city during a visit to be part of them. Now, they do it with selfies, they do it with photos, and in this case, they want to leave a love lock. Now, you know, as a resident, totally against it. I found it an eyesore, but I totally understand why people wanted to leave a trace of them in the world's most romantic city.
A final word on this. Andreas, does it play to the stereotype that the French aren't always welcoming?
Well, there's stereotypes everywhere. Yes, they're ugly, it's dangerous, but think of the fish. I mean, you were talking about the Paris City Council. They've done a great job in cleaning up the Seine, putting marine life back in. There are, 10,000 keys floating around the boat, 100,000 keys floating around. That's reason enough to stop the practice, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, dear. We have unanimity on the love locks issue here. We're going to leave it there. Andreas Evagora.
More love, less locks.
More love, less locks. Okay, Judah Grunstein playing catch-up there. Thank you very much.